Appreciate you coming out. It's good to get a W. We're 1-0 after in the Temple season, and that's what we set out to do. So very pleased with that. A lot of things we got to get better at. A lot of things we got to work on. But I thought there was a lot of good too that happened tonight. So with that, I'll kind of open it up to questions.
Greg, I guess just what's about the way the team responded after Temple scored there early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a weird night. It felt like there were several times in the first half that we could have blown the game wide open, and for whatever reasons, it didn't happen. Then we hit some adversity, and I thought that's an improvement. Like that thing could have gotten away, it could have slid down and really been a nail biter, and instead they said no, this is what's going to happen. They took the ball away twice, had a good drive, answered the bell with whatever it was, 23 points after that score. So. Yeah, that's a positive for sure. Proud of them.
Greg, can you tell us what happened with the unsportsmanlike call, and was any part of that trying to fire up your own team?
I don't remember that. What was that about?
You got flagged for.
I did?
I thought it was you. Was it not you?
No, it wasn't me. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not real proud of that. All right? I said to my son, I said, have I ever had one of those before? He goes, yeah, Dad, last year at Ohio State. And I was like, well, that's different. I was protecting my player on that one. But, yeah, I'm not very proud of that. That's losing. That's not good. And you know what? I can disagree with officials, but it doesn't mean I can go on the field. That's not what you're allowed to do. It's not right. So I'm going to have to pay my penance on that one.
Greg, what did you see in the summer and then even prior to the game tonight that indicated Jay Patel could have the night that he did?
It was really in the spring. He won the job in the spring. Was very consistent in the spring, and then in the summer just continued to do that. So coming out of spring, he was the one, and he just kept doing it. And same thing in training camp. So, he and Jude have a great relationship. They work together. Jude has a really strong leg. So, we may use him in that role too. I was thrilled tonight with both those guys. I mean, they 3 for 3 on field goals, 51-yarder, and then Jude knocked every one of them out, touchback. So that's pretty good. And then, I think Flynn is really starting to get his feel. It's replacing some big shoes to fill, and he's done a good job. So pleased. And then Mike snapped tonight in long snaps, and he did a good job. And Jake snapped in short snaps. So I think we got a bunch of new specialists that are stepping up, which is good.
Your thoughts on how Gavin performed tonight?
Yeah, I think he performed very efficiently. No turnovers 2 weeks in a row. Threw the ball. I mean, the one ball he threw to Jaquay Jackson was beautiful. He had another throw on the deep over that got called back on the holding penalty. So there were some really nice balls. At the end of the half, we told him if it isn't, if you're any question, throw it out of bounds. We're not going to get anything silly here. I thought he managed the game right. He played well. He took some hits, which I hope he's going to be okay tomorrow. I think he is. But he's been sacked one time, which is a tribute to the line as well as him knowing where to go with the football and getting it out of his hands. So, overall, I think another step in the right direction.
Greg, 1 goal line stand, 2 interceptions, about a dozen passes deflected. Just what can you say about how well your defense played tonight, especially against the pass? Yeah,
what you have with Warner is a guy that gets rid of the ball faster than anybody in America. Right? Last week they got rid of it in 2.1 on average. So the thing that we kept talking to our D-line is do not get frustrated. You're not going to get to him very much because he just gets rid of it so fast. But what we did talk about doing was getting our hands up and affecting the path of the ball. And we had 13 PBUs, some of them with the D-line, some with the linebacker, some with the secondary. But that's what you have to do when a team works a lot of short, quick passing game. The thing that was a little discouraging is we tripped once, we got picked once on some big pass plays that generally that doesn't happen. So we got to look at that and say, okay, why are we tripping? Why did we get picked? Was it a lack of awareness? Was it technique? What it was? Or was it just eye control? But we'll take a look at that and figure it out.
Coach Kyle Monangai, 28 carries, 165 yards, career high performance. What did you see from how he performed and how that sort of helped the running game overall?
Well, he ran tough. He ran tough last week as well. I want to make sure that we get everybody experienced because in this league you need multiple backs. It's a tough league. So I think we're doing that. We got Sam back, got him a couple touches. Even Salam, we got a couple. Aaron Young, I think will be good to go this coming week. He may have been able to go today, but not going to risk it when we have healthy guys. But you're sure right that he led the team. I mean, that's a heck of a rushing day, and they were tough yards too. I mean, he really ran hard.
Looked like Tyler Needham had a pretty bad injury. Do you have an update on his status?
We'll know more. I'll probably be able to tell you more on Monday. But yeah, we're concerned about Ty.
Throughout the game, it looked like they came out in a cover one shell, and they stacked the box a lot. A lot of coaches in the opportunity to try to blow the top off, or take some opportunities on the outside. It seemed like you guys stayed composed and true to the run game. Was that attempting to send a message, or was that just to stay true to the game plan?
Not really into sending messages. If it was a message to anybody, it was to our own team that sometimes there's going to be an extra guy, and that's yours. When I'm talking to yours, I mean the backs. We'll block everybody else, and then you take them on, and you either run them over or you make them miss. And we did that a few times. Sometimes we didn't. I thought some of the pass game, some of the play action stuff, we were inches away from having a huge night. But that's something that we'll work on for sure.
Coach, the Rutgers defense calls themselves the dark side defense. What can you say about the defense's play as a whole this season so far, and just their connection as a group?
I think they're playing well. I think there's still a lot more that they can do. I think they're just scratching the surface, but I think they're playing well. I think they have a great bond. I think the defensive staff has a great bond. I think the defensive players have a great bond with the staff and with each other. It's neat to watch. I enjoy being around them.
Coach Kyle Monangai, he was one of the first players I think you offered when you returned here. What did you see from him early on in the process and just the maturation over the past couple of years, especially when things have gotten difficult? He's kind of stuck around.
Well, I didn't really know for sure, never know for sure, but I asked this high school coach, and Chris told me, he said, I'm telling you, Coach, I stand on the table for this guy, and I trust his opinion. And we took him on that because a lot of people told me don't. He's too small, he can't do it. And when his own high school coach talked with the certainty that he did, I've known him for a long time. He's a heck of a coach. So when he said that, I said, okay, I'm going to trust you on this one. He's right.
Obviously, Flip Dixon came up with some nice plays. I mean, what has he shown you since he joined the program, and how big was it to get somebody of his experience level and where he's been obviously in the past to add to your defense and kind of fill a need there?
Yeah, Flip Dixon's done a great job for us. He's a man out there. He's no young kid. That's a grown man out there. Like when he tackles you, you know it. He plays with great poise. He's a huge addition for us.
Greg, you had a couple games last year where it was a one-score game in the fourth quarter and stayed a one-score game in the fourth quarter, including this game against Temple. I'm curious if you learned something about your team's resolve overall, the way it performed down tonight.
Yeah, I guess it's resolve. I think I don't know if the better word, but what they were able to do was hit reset and stop going down that slope and just get back to doing what we do. And that's, we talk about chopping the moment. Whatever moment you're in, you just got to chop that moment. And we weren't doing that. We were kind of chasing the game. I was chasing the game. The team was chasing the game. Not a very good job by an experienced coach when you chase the game like that. So I was really proud. We got together as a team going into that fourth quarter, and we decided, hey, enough. Let's go play the way we're capable of playing and coach the way we're capable of coaching. And some nights is like that, right? Some nights you just feel like you're one step forward and a half a step back, and then all of a sudden just so I was pleased.
With Sam Brown coming back, scoring a touchdown, how good was it to just have him back and see him out in the field again? And Chris Long couldn't go. Can you clarify on this case?
It was great to have Sam back. He's got to work himself back into shape, into game shape. And I don't mean cardiovascular. I mean carrying the football, getting hit, all those things. But I'm anxious to watch that happen because he's a fine player. Chris Long, unfortunately, could not play. He was out with an injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out. That's still up in the air. I thought that so far we've been able to, like Jaquay Jackson, he was coming back from a little something. So he came back and performed at a high level. So far we've been able to fill in the spots. I think Dremel went down, so I'm concerned about him too. It was a physical game. Yeah. A couple things that I thought I'd bring up with you is Jaquay Jackson, the performance that he had tonight. I've seen that coming. But you guys have not been able to see that coming because he missed some of camp. But I was really pleased with him. I think that was something we needed. That was a shot in the arm we needed. I also want to talk about our student section. That was really cool. They got there early. They were cheering their classmates on early before while we were warming up. When we got that delay of game, when Temple got the delay of game, that was totally home field advantage. Our student section I couldn't hear a thing. I mean, the guy was yelling in my ear. I couldn't hear it. That's how loud it was. And, that's huge for us. So I want to thank them. And they look great, all dressed in black for the blackout. That's college football right there. So we just got to keep doing it, keep giving them a reason to come, and they'll do a great job for us. I know that. So I want to thank them. Appreciate you guys sticking around covering us. Thanks.